So continuing with our financial tips in these uncertain times is really great to get perspectives. And I would like to introduce you all to Chris Shea, who is a financial advisor for BPS Financial Services. Welcome, Chris.
Welcome, Rob.
So very, very timely to have this particular episode going. Obviously, we advised everybody that I would say times are tumultuous at best for people worried about their finances and their money.
Yep.
So first thing we'd like to do is just have you take us through your background and how you got into the field of financial advising.
I got into it. I had been doing project management work, and then I started doing project management work at a financial services company out in California. And they were launching this product, this technology on trading to help advisors do their jobs better, and I became the subject matter expert on it. That led me to a consulting role, which I did consulting for other advisors for 9 years. After a couple of years, I started doing consultative work on financial planning software. So I would actually go in and help advisors that were CFPs, CFAs, do the financial planning with the software technology and help them improve upon that. Then about 4 years ago, I decided to go out on my own and leave the consulting world because I got tired of being on an airplane 5 days a week and never seeing my daughter and wanted to see more of her. So I moved into doing what I had been teaching people to do after doing it for 9 years.
Excellent, excellent. So on this subject, obviously, since the pandemic, you have world conflict, you have inflation, you have the Fed moving interest rates, creating uncertainty, panic. Tell us a little bit about, as a financial advisor, your philosophy on telling both small businesses as well as consumers thinking about how to protect their assets and their money. What's your philosophy from where you sit?
First thing to do right now, take a deep breath.
Okay.
Do not panic. History is our best teacher in this. And if you've held on to your investments from pre-pandemic till now, my recommendation would be not do anything at all. One of the big lessons from the 2000s, we had the big dot-com bubble, the burst, the 2008 housing crisis. A lot of mutual funds had really productive and positive years in that decade. Yet individual investors had negative returns in the same mutual funds that had very positive returns. And the reason for that was people panicked. They sold when the market started to go down. If you're in a position and you're 10 years from retirement, start pumping more money into your retirement account, because unless you sold off in March, April of this year, you're down a lot, you're freaking out. But again, history shows us it will go back up. And if you sell out now, you're going to lose out on the gains. You lost out already because it's down. Don't be short-sighted. And I think the key word that you used there was emotional. Money is all about emotions. But that's why I hire a financial advisor to help take that emotion away from you, so that you can say, oh, these are the facts. My feelings are X, and believe me, my money's down too in my investments, but I am fully aware that in 10, 15 years, when I need it actually, it will most likely be back up.
Okay. All right, so that's an interesting perspective. So give us a little bit of a sense of, since you got into the business of advising, how does the BPS philosophy of what you do with potential clients and existing clients differentiate from other advisors out there?
One of the last things I usually talk about with people is their money and their investments. The first things that I always talk to people about are, what do you want to do with your life? Right? I talk about this in retirement with people all the time. You had a job before this. You're now part of the chamber, the leadership. When you retire, you're going to go to a cocktail party and people are going to say, Rob, tell me about yourself. And you're going to be like, oh, I did this in my past, this in my past, this in my past, now I'm retired. Well, you've got to find your self-identity as part of retirement. So you've got to prep for that. You've got to think about, what does Rob actually want to do now that I'm not working every day? You know, who am I going to have my personal relationships with? Who am I going to be social with? Am I going to stay going to community events? How's my health and nutrition? What is my life going to look like? And then after that, you figure out how you're going to pay for it all.
Right.
Because if you don't know how you're going to live, the money's immaterial. Right? I mean, my mother passed away a year and a half ago. She had more money than she knew what to do with. But she worked right up almost to her death because she hadn't figured out anything to do. She loved working, but she hadn't gone that path of what's next. She was semi-retired. She was a real estate agent, and she worked on a boat 3 days a week, 4 days a week, 5 days a week. So she was semi-retired, but she was still working. Her entire identity was wrapped up in being a realtor and being part of the community. And that's what she did right till the end.
So, I think describe to us a little bit about, what about for folks who aren't even necessarily thinking about retirement, but have not selected or even considered trusting somebody to advise them on their money because they think the fees are too high? What counsel do you have for people thinking about getting engaged with an advisor?
First thing, ask them for their fiduciary. What that means is the fiduciary has to do what's in the client's best interest, regardless of how they get paid. The next question is ask about registrations. A lot of people are using the term financial advisor, but they can't invest in stocks. They can't invest in ETFs, which are another vehicle in the stock market. All they can do is maybe mutual funds or insurance products, which are all fine and wonderful. But in order for someone to give you the best service as a client, they've got to have open access to all the investment products. And if they don't have that, then they're limited in what they can do, which is limited on what's benefit for you. And that's also going to change how they get paid. They should also tell you how you're going to get paid, right? They should be very transparent and not hide behind the fact that they're going to get paid to help you. What the studies show is that usually people that have a financial advisor wind up in a much better place financially than they would have otherwise. Again, I'm going to reference my mother. She had a financial advisor 30, 40 years ago, and she wound up saving a lot of money that she would have otherwise just spent because she sat down and talked with them. And through that conversation with them, realized, oh, I can put money into a SEP IRA in her case because she's self-employed. This is what I can put my money into. This is what it's going to look like in the future. Oh, now I'm set. I don't have to worry about money ever again. Once she learned how money works, she didn't worry about money again.
Right.
But until somebody learns how money works, all they're chasing is a paycheck to get the better lifestyle instead of what they actually want. You don't need the bigger house. You don't necessarily want that. That might be the American dream, but it might not be your dream. Find out what you want.
So clearly, if folks are interested in discussing this with you, they can come in and have a consultation with no obligation, correct?
Yeah. And I can do it via Zoom if they want to do it remotely as well. I know that some people are still COVID scared and when they with health things. I've been working on a computer. I did my consulting work all by a computer for 9 years, a lot of it. So I'm perfectly happy to get on a Zoom call or drive out to your house or meet at a Starbucks. The first meeting, actually, you don't even have to give me your exact information in terms of how much money you have.
Okay.
I'll just walk through the process, show you what I do, show you that there's a thing called a Monte Carlo simulation that shows the probability of success. And all I really need is the birth year of you and show you kind of what the process is. Because it's not about the first time talking to an advisor, giving them all your information and feeling like, oh, I've got to get an answer today. It's, does the process work? If the advisor's not asking you more questions about your life and what you want to do, and they're more telling you about how they're going to help you, you probably got the wrong person.
Mm-hmm.
It should be more about, this is what I do. Okay, what do you think about this? What are your thoughts about this? Because if they're not learning about you, they're just managing your money, which is the easiest part to do.
Good point. So you became a member of the chamber recently and jumped right in and trying to assist people in benefits and 401k plans, et cetera. What made you join the chamber, and what benefits are you seeing by being engaged as an advisor?
Well, what led me to join was the board and the leadership. They had a vision that a chamber should be more than just networking, and we have a website. Mm-hmm. Right? They're offering the 401k program that came out. There's a lot of other packages that the chamber offers in terms of benefits to small businesses. Take advantage of them. That's what a chamber actually is supposed to be doing, is helping all the members be better with what they do. There's a very robust services that all the businesses are offering to other chamber members at discounts. Take advantage of that.
Right.
All those things are benefits that are extraordinarily helpful to all the members. One of the things that I did when I came on is I said, okay, if anybody's a chamber member and I do a retirement plan with them, I'm going to do it for 50% of my fee.
That's
Again,
awesome.
That's another benefit, whether you go through the chamber 401k program or you use another one. I think the chamber one's a great one that can help everybody out.
Can't help but compare that
shopping
might help. Exactly,
right.
Shopping.
So that's the reason why I joined, is because the leadership I felt had the chamber going in the right direction to benefit everyone, which is ultimately, what everyone wants.
Good to hear. Good to hear. Well, we really appreciate your perspective, and we hope today that you have gotten a little bit of insight for folks who might be uncertain or have never used advisors before financially. When times get challenging like this, our advice is take advantage of our subject matter experts and try and take that deep breath and relax, because obviously it's going to be cyclical. And we appreciate you joining us for this session. Chris, always a pleasure to see you. Thanks for coming on, and have a great day.